What if the secret to reclaiming your power was just one decision away? What if the chaos, manipulation, and exhaustion in your life could be silenced by learning the one word Machiavelli used as a sword? No. Niccolò Machiavelli, the political mastermind of the Renaissance, didn't just talk about power. He decoded it. He knew that being passive, agreeable, or endlessly tolerant was a recipe for downfall. Saying no more isn't just a personal boundary. It's a Machiavellian strategy. This video will break down how to use Machiavelli's principles to stop being exploited, assert strategic control, develop a mindset that refuses to be manipulated again. The journey to power doesn't begin with action. It begins with rejection. And today, you'll learn how saying no more might be the most powerful act you'll ever take. Why saying no more is revolutionary in a world where people are taught to be agreeable. Saying no more becomes an act of rebellion. Machiavelli would see this as a return to virtue, not virtue in the moral sense, but inner strength, will, and discipline. He observed that people who cannot draw lines become easy prey. The habit of constantly giving in, of saying yes to avoid discomfort, of tolerating what weakens us, is the foundation of powerlessness. For Machiavelli, being liked was optional, being respected was not, and the path to respect is paved with clear boundaries. Saying no more isn't selfish. It's strategic. It's a signal to the world and to yourself that your values, time, and purpose come first. The weak prince versus the strategic prince. Machiavelli often contrasted two types of leaders: those who try to maintain peace by pleasing everyone, and those who command loyalty by being firm. The weak prince avoids conflict, gives in easily, fears rejection. The strategic prince commands presence, anticipates betrayal, says no without explanation. He wrote in The Prince that rulers who hesitate to offend will eventually be destroyed by those they try to appease. In your life, you're the ruler. And if you're bending to every demand, tolerating every slight, or stretching yourself to be accepted, you are governing weakly. To be feared isn't to be hated. It's to be respected, understood, and unchallenged in your boundaries. The high cost of tolerance. Modern culture rewards excessive tolerance, but Machiavelli would see through this illusion. He wrote that tolerance often masks cowardice. People tolerate too much because they fear the cost of saying no. But the longer you tolerate what drains, disrespects, or disempowers you, the more you lose. Time you can never get back. Energy that could fuel your ambition. Confidence that gets chipped away by repeated compromise. Machiavelli believed that power is maintained by those who defend their boundaries, not those who surrender them for peace. No more is your declaration that your peace, time, and focus are not free. Control begins with self-mastery. Machiavelli emphasized the importance of self-mastery, the ability to resist impulse, regulate emotion, and act with calculation. Saying no more is not just to others, it's also to yourself. No more excuses, no more procrastination, no more reacting instead of responding. The greatest rulers in Machiavelli's eyes weren't emotional or impulsive. They were strategic. They did not act from anger or fear, but from principle. You become powerful when you can deny yourself the easy path and choose the necessary one. No more emotional blackmail. People will try to trap you through guilt. You've changed. You used to care more. How can you do this to me? To Machiavelli, these are emotional weapons, used by those who have no real power over you. If they did, they wouldn't beg. When you allow guilt to dictate your actions, you surrender strategy to emotion. That makes you predictable and easy to manipulate. Saying no more is your declaration that you are no longer emotionally available for guilt-based control. Silence is a weapon. Machiavelli taught that speech reveals intent, and silence conceals strength. The one who speaks less observes more. After saying no more, stop talking. Stop justifying. Stop explaining yourself to those who don't respect your time. Use silence as a weapon. Walk away without noise. Let others feel your absence. Respond only when it's strategic. Silence disrupts the power dynamic. It forces people to wonder, to question, and to adjust to your rhythm, not theirs. Rebuilding power after submission. You may have a history of people-pleasing. That doesn't mean you're weak. It means you were misinformed. Machiavelli didn't believe in shame. He believed in adaptation. The past is irrelevant. Only what you do next matters. If you've been tolerating too much, reclaim your voice. Reinstate your boundaries. Remove those who refuse to adapt to the new you. There is no shame in rebuilding, only strength in reclaiming. The world respects power, not pleading. Even Machiavelli's most virtuous princes failed if they begged for favor. The world doesn't respond to cries, it responds to power. When you stop pleading for attention, affection, validation, you shift from dependent to dominant. Every time you stop chasing, stop explaining, stop overextending, you signal, I do not need you to recognize my worth for it to exist. And that's when the world begins to take you seriously. Becoming the Machiavellian leader of your life, you don't need a crown to be a ruler. Your life is your empire. Your mind is your battlefield. Your choices are your weapons. Led like Machiavelli's prince. Set boundaries without apology. Prioritize outcome over emotion. Choose logic over guilt. The more calculated your actions, the less reactive your life. The more disciplined your mindset, the fewer enemies you need to confront. They'll disarm themselves. When to say no more. Without warning, there are moments when negotiation is over. When the cost of speaking one more time is higher than the cost of silence. Machiavelli understood the value of shock, of sudden, firm actions that reset all expectations. When you stop answering texts, leave the job without notice, end the friendship without drama, you deliver a message louder than any argument. You're done. And you're not looking back. This doesn't make you cold. It makes you sovereign. Controlling access is the highest power a true leader controls. Who gets access to their time, energy, and presence. Saying no more is about closing doors to time wasters, emotional vampires, situations that don't build your future. When Machiavelli advised princes, he urged them to reward loyalty and eliminate distractions. He would say today, if someone cannot respect your boundary, they do not deserve your company. Building an environment of respect after you've said no more. Your environment must reflect your standards. People treat you the way you train them to. Remove sarcasm if it hides disrespect. Reject passive aggression disguised as humor. Say goodbye to those who test your limits repeatedly. Build a space where only those aligned with your values survive. That's the Machiavellian way. Not isolation, curation. Preparing for pushback. When you start saying no more, people will panic. Not because you've changed, but because they can't control you anymore. Expect guilt trips, accusations of selfishness, silent treatment. Machiavelli taught that those who resist your growth reveal their true role in your life. Use their discomfort as confirmation, not a sign to back down. Saying no more to old identity. Sometimes the person you have to reject isn't out there. It's the version of yourself that accepted less. Machiavelli believed that transformation begins internally. You must dethrone your old self to rise in power. Say no more over-apologizing, dimming your light, neglecting your ambition. It's time to become the person your past couldn't imagine. Say no more and rule your kingdom. Machiavelli didn't write about fairy tales. He wrote about kingdoms and how to protect them. Your life is your kingdom. Your energy is your currency. Your will is your weapon. Say no more like a king ends a treaty. Final, cold, absolute. From this moment forward, let every decision pass through one filter. Does it serve my future, or drain my present. If it doesn't build you, it doesn't deserve you. Say no more, and never apologize for reclaiming what is yours. If this Machiavellian insight lit a fire inside you, act like a strategist. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to reclaim their power, and subscribe to this channel for more truth that strengthens you. Comment below. What's one habit, person, or pattern you're finally saying no more to today? He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. Niccolò Machiavelli. Stay sharp, stay sovereign, stay in command.